This is my Cold Steel Safekeeper 2 push dagger. It can be a short video on my take on striking with a push dagger. Alright, before I begin, I just have to say that the use of a potentially lethal weapon is an extremely serious topic. And if you do use any weapon, not just this, but a gun, even, a stick, a rock, anything that could potentially cripple or kill someone, if you do not use that with proper justification, you will find yourself in legal troubles. Alright, so this is for informational purposes only. Alright, first of all, there are two ranges that you need to think about. The first would be grappling range, alright, where you're actually wrestling with someone. And I think the way to use this at grappling range is obvious, and, it's called a push dagger. If you can't figure out how to use this at grappling range, then you just should never buy dangerous items. Alright, but grappling is not always a good idea. I don't care how badass your weapon is. If a person is twice your size, you're gonna go grapple with them. Well, okay, maybe you even score some lethal, inflict some lethal wounds. Well, they're not gonna fall down right away. They could be doing the same thing to you with their weapon, or if they're bigger, they could smash you down into the ground. I mean, you could both end up dying, okay? So let's try to avoid grappling range unless absolutely necessary. Let's talk about striking. Right, I'm talking about striking at a range from, I don't know, anywhere from like 2 to 6 feet if you include a step. Striking is a lot more complicated. This is just my take on it. Going to take a lot from boxing. If you understand boxing, you understand that you're not supposed to be a one-punch fighter. You're supposed to fight using combinations. I would use combinations like in boxing. The only difference is that a boxing punch requires a certain amount of strength behind it to be worth doing, for it to be effective. When you have a push dagger, it requires much less strength, and that's why, if you're a smaller person, it can be an equalizer, basically. I don't think most people realize how deadly an item like this can be. Within 2 to 3 seconds, you can actually, a person can strike with this, I don't know, 15 times in a few seconds, and any one of those strikes could potentially hit something vital. Alright, I'm just going to show a quick combination against this water jug. Keep in mind, a person's torso is a lot bigger than a water jug, so you're not even, you're not going to even have to be that accurate. It's going to be fast, alright? Don't blink. That is intentional. Most blade encounters will be less than 10 seconds. And if you're wondering what those strikes were, it was an overhand punch, an underhand punch, a hammer fist from the inside, and then a slash from the outside. So bam, bam. That's what it was, and then, go from there. Some people have said that if you punch with a push dagger, that you're going to break your fingers. Negative. Not the case if you're doing it correctly. As you can see, this this wood would simulate maybe encountering a bone, and as you can see, okay, not only is the tip not damaged, but I am definitely not injuring my hand in any way. Alright, and one more point about push daggers, and again, this is just my personal opinion on how I would use this if necessary. If you know how to jab, if you know how to pop out a jab, like a long-range, quick, snappy jab, combining that with a push dagger is exceedingly effective, because if you have the proper footwork, you can keep yourself at the edge of your attacker's range and just snipe away, just pop out the jab, just snipe away until their hands are impaled, etc. And once enough damage has been done, Either they'll leave, or you can leave, or if you're cornered, you can go in with a finishing combination. And with a jab, obviously, quickness is key. Also, it's a freaking dagger. You're not going to need as much strength as you would with your bare hands, obviously. Alright, there's some dogs going crazy in the background. Hope you enjoyed the video. Peace out.